Hello, I'm Alex. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about language learning apps, how to use them without getting sad. There's two reasons why people get sad using language learning apps. One, you spend a lot of time messaging people and you don't get responses, or you can't find a serious language learning partner. The second thing is, if you're a woman, you get tons of dudes messaging you. Hey, isn't that like this other app? I've used like language learning apps, Tandem, Hellotalk for French and Estonian as a native English speaker. So this is my guide on how to use them without getting sad. Intro. Some shit like that. Okay, so there's two apps basically, Hellotalk and Tandem, and they're both exactly the same. Illusion of choice. It doesn't matter, like the small little features, like how much translation you can have, whether it has like a wall, like it's like Facebook and stuff, or it's like questions, like none of it matters, alright? Like all this little small stuff, it doesn't matter, they're exactly the same. Here's how you choose which one to use. If you're learning a language with very few speakers, like Estonian, or if your native language has very few interested learners, then just download both apps, because you're gonna run out of people to message in like 5 minutes anyways. If you are learning a larger language like French, English, which is what I was doing, then you can flip a coin and just pick one. It doesn't matter. I say that because for some reason, when I was doing French, all the serious learners were on Tandem, but then when I was learning Estonian, all the serious learners I found was on Hellotalk. I don't know why, I think it's just a coincidence. There are deal breakers for each of the language learning apps. So for Hellotalk is a Chinese company, so there's a particular place or country, depends on who you ask, where it's not available and it's blocked. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it doesn't affect you. Tandem is a German company. They have blocked in several countries because there was too much negative reports from dudes messaging chicks. It's in their Tandem talk. You can watch the Tandem talk. They did a talk at the Polyglot Gathering 2024. It's really interesting if you want to see what's behind the scenes of these language learning apps. But yeah, if your Play Store doesn't have Tandem, that's why. So sorry about that, I guess. So one of the features they have is like you can hide your profile from being discovered on the main page. So if you want people to just stop new people from messaging you, you can turn that on. So that's like actually a really useful feature. So a lot of people will download these apps. Maybe they plan to learn language, but most people will delete it quite soon. If you don't believe me, go to the discovery page and just follow like 10 of the newest people, and come back in a month and 8 of them would have not logged in like in the last week. People download the app, they delete it. So you're basically messaging a lot of dead accounts. Hey, isn't that like these other apps that people talk about? Never mind. A lot of people download these apps, maybe, you know, that burst of motivation. You're like, yeah, I want to learn language. No, I don't want to talk to strangers. Yeah, I don't know what goes on people's mind, but a lot of people download these apps and they delete it quite quickly. So don't take it personally. So what I've seen people do, when I've gotten messages like this, and what I've started doing as well, is you basically write a introduction about yourself, like where you're from, you know, what language/dialect you're speaking, and like maybe your hobbies, and then you write what you're interested in. Like, are you trying to find a pen pal where you exchange texts, where you correct each other? Are you looking for like kind of like 30-minute, 1 hour weekly language exchange, speaking exchange? You write that at the bottom. So then you take this message with your introduction about yourself and what you're looking for, and you just send it discriminately to a couple of people. Like, I have not found a method to like distinguish what someone is a serious learner or not a serious learner, because some of the serious learners I met, they had like nothing on their profile, and some people have like a lot of things on their profile and they just disappear after a few days. So there was like no way for me to tell so far who's serious or who's not. So just send that message indiscriminately. Yeah, indiscriminately. That's the word. So send that indiscriminately. Fuck. I should do English exchange. I'm so bad. And then you sit back and wait and you gauge the response and see like who are the people that's gonna send you like a long message. Most of these messages you'll not get reply. That's fine. There's a time-saving strategy. And you basically look for people who will send you kind of a longer reply, maybe introduce themselves as well, and maybe some of them would say like, hey, yeah, that sounds good. You know, when are you free to do the language exchange? Whatever. Like they give you like a longer message. These are people who are more likely to be interested. So once you find your victim, your language exchange partner, there's a couple of things you can do. First time you meet, it might be like an intro, like you just talk about your lives. That's fine. You want to practice languages, and sometimes it's hard to speak, especially like a foreign language. So here are some things that I've done in my language exchange. You can Google conversation prompts. I will put some in the link below. There's some that are like at different levels, like A1 or B2, blah, blah, blah. So you can use these for like practice speaking. Another thing you can do is you can like watch a video before the language exchange and have a topic to discuss. Can be like a short video. Can be a short video and you watch it and then you discuss it. That can also work. Another thing you can do is if you're practicing for exam, you can, imitate or act out how the exam is go. So some exams is like you present something, a topic, and then the examinator gives you questions, or some of them are like between two people where you have to discuss a topic, so you can practice what's in the exam. If you're more of a lower level, I've done this once with someone where you read like conversations from a textbook, and that's pretty fun. That works. And maybe you can talk about it at the end, ask some questions. That's some ideas. Take it if you want. And finally, there's other ways to practice speaking. You don't really have to do language exchange. So if you live in the country that speaks the language, there might be like language exchange, or there's like language cafes where you can go there and speak that language. And those have the benefit of like a scheduled time. Sometimes it's like quite difficult to find suitable time for both people because of work, because of like studies. So sometimes like these like organized events are quite good in that sense, but it also is quite random who you get. And oh my god, blah blah languages. I've been to like 5 blah blah language events in different cities, and it's no one's there to practice language. It's just like social event for foreigners. I don't know. Did I just get unlucky? I don't know. Another option, if you have the money, is like teachers. Like obviously a language teacher, you're spending the entire hour for you to speak the language, and language exchange is kind of split between like you're helping the other person and then they're helping you. So a teacher can have like a lot of benefits. You can find a teacher on Italki. I use Italki, but the UI sucks. I hate the new UI. You guys hate the new UI? What's with the fish? How do I delete the fish? Can I delete the fish? Another option is Discord communities. There's like a lot of Discord communities for like individual languages where people practice speaking there as well. There are also specific language exchange communities on Discord where they practice more of the popular languages. So if you're learning some of those, it can be worth checking out. What I'm saying is that language exchange is just one tool for practice speaking, and you don't have to use it, but if you do, here's my guide, how not to get sad when using it. Okay, how do people end videos?